Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. Not done a video for a few days, and the reason for that is because I've been at work. Yes, I've had to go out and earn my crust, earn my daily bread, and my daily bread had a crust on it, and I toasted it and I had it with jam for my breakfast, and it was very tasty. Thank you very much. So I've been a little bit busy, haven't been able to get out. Well, I was out of my garage working, but all that happens is I go out in the morning, out of my garage, I go to work, I come back and I have to go back into my garage because that's where I live. So that's why I haven't been able to do any videos. A little bit tired in the evenings because quite stressful, hard day at work. Yes, I know, I'm sure all of you work very hard as well, but I've been doing my bit, yes, doing my bit for the country. So here I am, it's a Saturday, I'm back. No, I'm not back, I'm in my garage anyway. I've just been for a 25-mile ride with my mate Simon. A little bit cold out there, a little bit chilly, but God, there was a lot of cyclists. There was a lot of people. Went to a sort of country park and it was packed. It was absolutely packed. Plenty of social distancing, so took up a lot of space, all these people milling about. But anyway, you don't want to hear about my life. You want to know what's happening in this latest video. Well, when I don't go out cycling on my bike and I'm indoors on the turbo, what I'm often on is Zwift. And for you aficionados of Zwift, you will know that there are a couple of worlds in Zwift, various locations that you can ride in. And one of the original and still the major world you can ride in, and the most popular, and the one that I enjoy, is called Dystopia. And it's a kind of, what is it? It's a bit like an island in the Pacific, I think. So there's flat routes, and there's hilly routes, and there's mountain routes, and there's climbing routes. So it's an artificial virtual world that you can cycle in. Well, exclusive to Julian's channel is Zwift have just released a whole series, yes, of new worlds that you can cycle in, and they have given me, yes, me, the lowdown on these new worlds so I can share it with my lovely viewers, which is all you people who view my channel. So let's get straight into it. And the first world is called, I've got it written here on a piece of paper in case you struggle with spelling it. It's called Dystopia. You know what dystopia is? Well, I'm going to tell you what dystopia is. Dystopia is the opposite of utopia. So it is a generally unpleasant, often totalitarian ruled world that you don't want to live in, but you do want to cycle in Dystopia because it's like a Mad Max world. So you're not just cycling with other cyclists, you're cycling with people in BMWs and in tanks and Audi A4s, VW Golfs, Mercedes A-classes, you know, that little cheap Mercedes that everybody tries to soup up and run you off the road with. There are people on people carriers, half-track ammunition wagons, great big trucks, buses, school buses, coaches, delivery drivers, DPD vans, the whole gamut of what you might find on a normal road in Kent or other parts of the country is replicated there in Dystopia. And as you ride through Dystopia, kids emerge from crumbled, tumble-down buildings, and they shout obscenities at you, and they throw rocks at you, and they pelt you with it's all virtual, by the way. They pelt you with virtual manure and rubbish and filth, and it is a horrible place to live. It's like Britain after January the 1st, when we all enjoy the fruits of Brexit, yes. And they do say that if you carry on through Dystopia, you will reach the wonderful sunny uplands where everything is green and the sun is shining and there are no giant chlorinated chickens to catch you, but you have to pedal like mad to get to the sunny uplands and escape from Dystopia. But I enjoyed it, actually. I liked Dystopia. It was a bit like the rest of my life, and it draws you in to the next world, which is not that different actually, and it's called Nostravia. And Nostravia is a world in which, well, we abandon hope all ye who enter here. So you go through this kind of, big arch on your virtual bicycle, on your avatar, and you go into the land of no-hopia. So you can pedal as hard as you can, you can do as much work as you want, you can really force yourself to get involved in society and do all kinds of things, but there is no future. There is no future for you. It's like listening to a Sex Pistols song. And so that is no-hopia. And the next world, I like this one, Bugawalia. And the thing about Bugawalia is there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's no roads, there's no trees, there's no grass, there's no cyclists. It is just a flat, virtual, computer-driven surface. It's dark. It's dark. There's wind. There's occasional snow. There's rain. There's nothing else. There's no houses, no people, no television, no radio, no Aldi, no Lidl, no Waitrose, no post offices. Can you imagine a land with no post offices, with no kebab houses, with no Chinese or Indian restaurants, no Pizza Express, no petrol stations, no schools, no colleges, no Houses of Parliament, no Buckingham Palace, no royal family, no nothing. It is Bugawalia, and you are there on your own, cycling through the world of Bugawalia until you get to, folks, Paranoia. And the thing about Paranoia, you cycle through Paranoia, and while you're cycling, you think, right? You think that the BMW drivers are trying to run you off the road. You think that the kids are throwing handfuls of manure at you. You think that people are shouting at you and they're saying, come on, why are you so slow on the bike? Why are you so rubbish on the hills? Why can't you keep up on the club run? And you think they're laughing because you've got DHB kit, or you've bought your base layer in Lidl, or because your shoes, you've got SPD shoes instead of look shoes on your look pedals, and you've got an aluminium bike, and you've got disc brakes, and your helmet doesn't fit you properly, and you haven't got decent lights. You've got lights you've got from Aldi and they keep on packing up. You are in the land of Paranoia. But the thing about it is, right, none of that is really happening, right? You think it's all happening. You think they hate you. You think they think you're. You think that they think that you're rubbish, but it's not true. Right? It's not true. You are blissfully, actually unaware, but you don't think you're unaware. You think you're aware. You think they hate you, but you don't. But they don't. You're in the land of Paranoia, and when you get through the land of Paranoia, you come to Nobody Cares Here. And the thing about Nobody Cares Here, it's like, do you remember? No, you wouldn't remember because you're not old enough. But do you remember Thatcher's Britain? Great place Thatcher's Britain was. And what Thatcher did for this country was to enshrine in law the notion that nobody cares, right? Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares if you're old. Nobody cares if you're sick. Nobody cares if you're poor. Nobody cares if you're unsuccessful in life. Nobody cares here. It is a world. It's a world designed for wealthy people, lucky people, people born with a silver spoon in their mouth, people who don't give a toss about the rest of the world, who don't care about the fact that there are food banks, which, incidentally, this channel supports. So if you watch this video and if you get as far as this, you have raised money for the food bank, so you can ride through Nobody Cares Here, but you are a person who cares. The next, we're coming to the end now, the second to last world that Zwift has just introduced is called Obese. Now, you will know, if you are a regular Zwifter, that one of the things that people complain about is weight doping. And what happens with weight doping is when you create your avatar in Zwift, you have to say what weight you are. And this has a bearing, because one of the key things, as you know, is watts per kilogram. So the more watts you can put out is better if you are lighter. So if you lie about your weight in Zwift, you're going to be more successful. And this created a lot of activity and a lot of traffic on Facebook in the early days, and it still happens, although they tried to bring in some things. But what they've done in the world of Obese is they've said that everybody who rides in Obese is going to be 18 stone, right? So it doesn't matter if in real life you are 8 stone. It doesn't matter if in real life you are 35 stone and can't get out of bed. It doesn't matter. Everybody in the world of Obese on Zwift is equal, equally heavy, equally weighty, equally buoyed down by excess, equally gluttonous, equally the victim of medical differences that have caused people to gain weight. So in the world of Obese, everybody is obese. So there is no chance for you to make fun of other people. People like me carrying a certain poundage. No chance for you to laugh at me because I'm a little bit on the chubby side. No opportunity for you to call me portly and throw things out of your BMW as you drive past because you see this little fat old bloke on a bike. You can't do it in Obese, because you're all going to be 18 stone, the magic number. So everybody is equal, everybody is too heavy. So what counts then is how hard you try on your bike. But in the final world that they've just released, which looks like Nostravia, and therefore could be a, a district or a county in Russia, is not pronounced Nostravia. It is pronounced Nostravia, because in Nostravia it doesn't matter what you do on Zwift. It doesn't matter how fast you go. It doesn't matter what elevation you achieve. It doesn't matter what your watts per kilogram is. It doesn't matter what your FTP is. Nothing matters, because you cannot upload your ride to Strava. Normally, everything that you do on Zwift, everything that you do when you go out on your bike in the cold weather, you put it on Strava so everybody can see, even though nobody cares, everybody can see how much of a wonderful, fast, speedy, great cyclist you are. But if you ride in Nostravia, in the new Zwift world, nobody will see it. No data is shared. The data is lost. It disappears into a black hole, like the hinterland of Michael Gove's brain. There is nothing there. No data. No data is saved. No documents are shown. No numbers are displayed for all to see. It is the world of Nostravia, and it is the world that I've been riding in. Mostly. I spend a little time in Paranoia. I spend a little time in Bugawalia. I spend some time in Dystopia. I spend quite a lot of time in Obese because I like being as equal as everybody else. But these new worlds on Zwift, you saw them here first. Next time you open Zwift, it will do an update and it will download all of these routes for you. It'll take a little time, so leave it for a couple of days. But once that's done, come and join me. Come and see me on Zwift. Give me a ride on in the new worlds of Zwift. So enjoy your cycling and see you next time.